This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, tell me. So if I wanted to write something, what is the requirement for me?
Don't know,
Yes.
sir.
No, pa. Normally you guess. See, I want to write something now. What
Yeah,
I require?
you need the if you want to record the accounting thing, you need a book like ledger book, accounting books.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
now whatever that if accounts, if I am writing everything in physically, means if I am storing the transaction physically, then I require a ledger book. So why I require the ledger book is nothing but that is the book of accounts where you maintain all the types of account in that. Correct.
Yes,
So
sir.
if I am doing in that in the physical book, if I am using the software, so there also I require some virtual accounting books. Correct.
Yes.
So
Yes.
what virtually you are going to store is nothing but called as defined company. You're understanding?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
define a company is nothing but uh, whatever the accounting day to day accountings we do, that accountings we will be done under one particular virtual company. So that virtual company will be created from the defined company. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, at company level, we get a consolidated balance sheet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is the purpose of that? Is it like I have seen like if company code if we create that is for a particular company, the
Mhm.
requirement is like we make it a mandatory thing because it is like IFRS and GAAP says that it should be disclosed to the public and disclosure is compulsory. That is why we create company code. But is it mandatory to disclose the consolidated balance sheet or why is it created?
Disclose in the sense like to close. I didn't get your question exactly to this point.
What I'm saying is, at the company level, we make the consolidated balance sheet. Is there
Correct.
any provision? Is there any act, legal act, which says that it should be disclosed to the public?
See, why do I wanted to show to the public? Say, for example, if I take your example, you take your company. Okay, you have some ABC company. Okay, you are the manager or CEO of that particular company. Now, do you want me to? Do you show your complete account transaction to me?
No, sir.
Now you think that I am a third party. So,
Yeah.
do you want to show the transaction to me? Will you,
No,
even
sir.
if I ask?
No. No.
No. So then why I need to show to that public? That should be within the company, and that should be means like whatever that legally if I am doing, that should be represent to the government also. Correct.
Yeah.
We do
Yes,
in
sir.
the auditing level everything. Once you done the business balance sheet or profit and loss account, everything. If you are taking a ratio of your business, you do the auditing level itself, which is visible only for the managing level, not for everyone, not for even the employees. So I don't want to represent what is an income, what is a loss I am having to the employee. If there is a loss, physically I may say or I may show this is the loss or whatever it is happening. But whatever the managing level, administrative level things are there, that is only meant for them. Why I need to represent for everyone in a business?
Right.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You got this answer for your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got it.
Yeah. Next one. Next. Anything else?
I want to know the difference between segment and business area and functional area.
Okay. See, now you understood why we need to create a company, right?
Yes, sir.
Company is nothing but a organizational unit. It is nothing but like a virtual book of account. So whatever the transaction you do, that particular transaction will be done under the same company code. So when you define the company, that company will be having six unique code, alphanumeric code. Correct. So when it comes to the next level of module, if I take the module of now material management should store under the plant. So plant will have only four unique code. So under one company, the other code, if other level of modules will be creating, that modules will be connected to the company here. Okay. Now, why I require a business area? What is the functional area? Now, what do you mean by business? Business in the sense activity. Correct. So, whatever the activity you are doing, so means you are doing your financial statements, or if you are doing the report, internal report. So, whatever the under the organizational unit, whatever you are going to create, that should be represented at a place. So, for example, I am only the person will be having 5 to 6 branches, but do I keep only the branches in one particular step place?
No, sir.
No. So what I do, I will elaborate it. Means like I will start my branches not only in the same state, I'll be also starting in the different places. Okay. Now, if I am starting in Karnataka, whatever the transaction I'm doing within the Karnataka, that business financial statement will be stored under the Karnataka business area. So if I am doing under the Tamil Nadu business area transactions will be stored under the Tamil Nadu business area. In the sense, one company which has different level of transactions. So in the different state. So that time I'll create one business area by naming. Okay. So if I create the business area, that area it might be anything name. So it's not like particularly you should represent state only. You can also represent as a cities. So whether it may in Karnataka itself, if it comes to the Bangalore, Mysore, so I can bifurcate the cities also. So Asan, so like this I can create different types of business areas. Whenever I do the transaction in Bangalore, I will represent that Bangalore transaction under the Bangalore business area code. So when I represent, financial statements of our the Bangalore will be stored under the area business area code. You're understanding? Now,
Yes.
if I'm doing everything in one, I will be also not get to know what is happening within the cities or what is happening within the state. So to represent that financial statements, I will be creating this business areas. You understood?
Sir, but when we assign a company code, we already give the address there, right? Like this
Yes.
is, I mean, placed at this place. Then what is the specific need of again defining it under the business area?
No, no. See, for example, if it comes to the financial statement, there are 10 branches in Karnataka, or else let me consider three branches in the South India. Okay. Now, one is in Karnataka, one is in Hyderabad, one is in Mumbai. We'll consider. Okay. Now, if I do everything together, one what the address I give is a main branch address. Okay. So head office. If I consider that one as head office. After assigning that into the head office, I'll create the different business area. Now, I want to know what is the financial statements of Karnataka. To everything together, I'll do it. Is it possible for you to bifurcate it? It is possible, but difficult. It takes time, consumes times. So, but what I do is like I will be creating different business area under one company. You're understanding? So if I
Yes,
am
sir.
creating a one company, that company has three different types of business areas. That is why we don't assign. So if you have gone through, we have I thought only assigning the credit control area and company code to company. So have I taught
Yes.
you assigning the business area to the company?
No, sir.
No, because
Yeah.
one company might have three to four business areas. Okay. So while doing the transaction, you will be selecting that particular business area. So that time, if I select a business area, whatever that particular transaction is happening will store that financial statement will store under that business area. You're understanding? Now
Yes,
it will
sir.
be very easy for me to take the financial report of Karnataka, financial report of Hyderabad, financial report of Mumbai. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So see, if you think, assume that you have a business, three different types of business. I mean, same business under three different types of areas, like in country or state. So if I am representing three different types of states, now think that per annum you are getting an income of 1 crore. Okay, will you be
Yes,
satisfied
sir.
with that for complete three different types of statements in one?
No.
So, as you are a business analyst as well, you need to know in which state I'm getting high income or which state is under the loss. So, I want to know that financial statement, right?
Yes, sir.
So that is the main reason in SAP what we do under one company we will create different types of segments, means different types of areas. So if I am assigning those into the transaction level, that time it will understand, means those data will store under that particular data table only. So it will be very easy for me to uh, retrieve the information. So it don't take time because data is stored under that particular code itself. So it is very easy for me to retrieve the information. So I don't want to waste my time by retrieving the information if it is together. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
you understood about the business area?
Yes, sir. I understood.
Okay. So now you asked about the financial area, sorry, functional area. So now what do you mean by function under the Karnataka? Now if I have a Karnataka, so if I am doing the in the Karnataka, what and all the function I do it. See for example, mine is a construction as well as I have a manufacturing. So both should have some administrated level. Am I correct? So in that, so one will be having manufacturing, another will be having say a salary process. So here what happens, different types of functions will happen under one different types of business, all the function. So whatever the salary things I do, that that should be done under one functional. Whatever the general transaction I do, that should be under one functional area. So whenever you are creating the functional areas, say for example, what are all the functional areas I can create? Administration, sales and distribution, manufacture, production, research and development. So like this, you will be creating different types of functional areas. So whatever the administrated expenses you will be having, or whatever the administration transaction you have, you do under the functional area of administration only. So we don't want to be selected any other. So if I wanted to do the sales and distribution under the sales and distribution, so in Karnataka, my business has these different types of functions: administrations, sales and distribution, manufacture, production, research and development. So I will be creating different areas. Even this also I have not assigned. So I have not taught you to assign a single thing to the company, because we don't want to. While we are doing the transaction, so while you are doing the transaction, you will be selecting these codes. Okay, so when you select that, those particular transaction will be recorded into that particular functional area only. Say for example, you will do the financial statement. So in the financial statement, you need to take the cash flow, you need to take the balance sheet and the income reports, correct? If I am doing those, what I do, everything, every transaction has been mixed, you need to bifurcate it there. So this is what this is the basic expenditures. So or basic like incomes within the general ledger transaction, whatever I do it, that should be under the administration. Now sales or distribution I do, it should be under the sales and distribution. Means the code which you will be creating, that will be stored under that particular area only. You're understanding?
Yes, sir.
So difference between functional area and business area is where which area or which city you are creating, that is your business area where it is been manipulated. So what are all the function, I means what are all the transactions you have, what are all the administration level of transactions you have, those things will be under the functional area. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So did you understand the difference between functional area and the business area?
Yes, sir, I understood.
See, why you might have getting confused, because now we are only creating while you are doing the transaction. No, in the transaction level you will understand what are all the things, how it is been performing, so how it is been connected to it. Okay, so
Yes,
when I came into that particular level, I will show the level of connections also, how it is been connected with different areas to the transaction area. Okay,
yes, sir.
so now you had a segment. See, segment and functional area are little bit kind of a same, but here in functional area you will represent function under the state. No, but in the state, if I am doing administrator, say for example, administrations, sales and distribution, manufacture, production, research and development can be done under one company only, one functional area itself. So here what happens? You if you wanted to create the balance sheet as per the segments. So when if I wanted to generate it the balance sheet individually, then I will be representing this segment. Segment is an account assignment used to define a financial status and performance of an organization as per the business line and geographical areas. So that's it. So you may have, say for example, administration, like for example, if I take sales and distribution can be done under the retail. So the medicines, if I have done, if I have a manufacturing of medicines or production, or you consider research and development under pharma. So operations if I consider as a manufacturer, so or else I can consider this under the administration also. Now every this functional areas and the business area should be represented under one segment to take the balance sheet of those. So for that time we will be creating the segment. Okay.
Sir, could you explain a little more about segment?
See, segment mainly acquires the other level of modules here. So here you don't just crack your head because of the segment. When we wanted to process the segment in the more line, we require 3 to 4 different types of modules to be integrated. Okay. So if I am integrating the material and management, so material management has a plant I need to create under the company. Okay, so that time that geographical location of the plant will be represented under the segment. Okay, once if it is manufactured, then it should send to the sales and distribution. Now I'll get another module, that is sales and distribution. In FICO, financial and controlling, segment behavior is used very less comparatively. So we require another types of modules also. Defining mean the sense you are just creating here. So as I also explained about the credit control area, no, so here credit control
Yes,
area,
sir.
what happens? We create it, that's it. But it is mainly meant for sales and distribution. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Same
Yes,
manner,
sir.
here we create segment. That's it. These are all been implemented to the different modules like ESD, like MM. So that segment area we will be creating. So don't just crack your head for this segment area. Mainly segment area is used to generate the balance sheet statement as per the modules.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
You understood the difference between business area, functional area, and the
Yes, sir.
segment?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I understood. Thank you.
Yeah. So next we have is like assigning part. So here we need to assign. If I don't assign, then that will not understand that credit control area nor company code is to be represent to that particular area only. So we need to assign these things. So any doubts in the assign? So I'll explain theoretically now. So once I finish theoretically, I will explain you the practical session also.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So any doubts in the assigning?
No, sir.
Okay. Now we come under the financial accounting global setting. So, what do you mean by global setting? Global setting, global is nothing but throughout, everywhere. So, now whatever I create under the financial account of global setting, that directly reflects to your company. What is the main requirement to your company? So for example, so we will keep a key points of global setting. What is a key point? What is the main key points and what is a legal entities of your transactions? Now I do the transaction. The legal entity of your voucher is the date. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So your legal entity for the voucher is a date. Date in the sense, do I have only one single date in a whole year?
No, sir.
No. So now what happens if I wanted to represent this budgets, or if I wanted to represent this business budgeting, if I wanted to do auditing, if I wanted to do, so do I do whenever I want?
No, sir.
So no. Then I should do, and when I should do it?
At nearly at the end of the year.
So at the end of the end of the year, or either it might be beginning of the year. Correct.
Yes, sir.
So end of the year in the sense, which is the end of the year for me?
31st March.
31st of March. Why not December?
We follow April to March accounting year in India.
Okay. Why Indians want to follow from April 1st to 31st March only? Why could have they have not
Be-
gone through the Jan to December?
Because our tax, we pay the, tax following this particular year as the financial year. That is why.
Correct, correct. But why that month only? Is there any auspicious day to start from that particular day? Any idea why exactly we start with April only? We could have, see, even the April nor the January. Whenever you start, that calculation is same only, no? Why we need
Yes.
to do it from the April?
Don't know, sir. Little hint, I guess.
Okay. So normally in India, according to Hindu calendar, April is the new year for us. Correct? That
Yes,
Ugadi
sir.
will come, right? Ugadi.
Hmm.
So when
Yeah.
the Ugadi is the day, the next day we starts with the new year. Correct. In the March end only we will get this Ugadi, or in the April beginning we might get the Ugadi. So they'll consider Yuga from that. Yeah, according to Hindu calendar, April is the start of the year, so that they have been carried forwarded April to the March. So when your account I have, so for example, if I'm doing the book, accounting book, that book should be represented from one particular date to another particular date. So either you do the auditing, nor you do the budgeting, that should be represented under the financial year itself. So either it might be end nor it might be beginning. So what I want to do is, like, in my company I should also represent the financial year. That financial year is nothing but called as a fiscal year variant. So fiscal or financial, both are same. So fiscal or financial year is nothing but same. Now now when it come, every year has April and March, correct?
Yes, sir.
But month year will be different. In every year there is a month called April and March, but do the year will be the same?
No, sir.
No. Now in which year are we in?
2021.
So 20, present we are in this 21. Are we still in 2021?
No, sir.
So now we are in 21, 22. Correct.
Yes, sir.
So we take it as a 21 now. So in which year we are in is 21, 2021. The April will start with 2021. March will not end with the same year. Correct.
Yes, sir.
So the March will end in the next year. Now, when I start my transaction, means when I
April
start my April of,
21.
that is my opening posting period. Okay, that is my
Yes.
opening. I open under the April of 2021. So when do I end?
31st March
31st
2022.
March. That is my closing point. Okay, so when you create the financial year, you also want to represent to the computer, this is my opening period and the other one is a closing period. So open and closing period is nothing but you should open as well as you should close. Okay,
Yes, sir.
understood about this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now what do you mean by field status? See, field status in the sense, say for example, I'll tell some of the ledgers. So, if it comes to the um, conveyances, what is the conveyances in your company? What it is to your company? What is the nature of conveyances? Yeah,
Expenditure.
correct. It is a expenditure.
Expenditure.
Correct. Now, if it comes to the CGST and SGST, means tax. The tax nature is what?
Expense.
Tax is an expense for you. What is the nature of
Liability.
tax? It is a liability. Correct.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah. Yeah.
if I wanted to do the sales and purchase, think that I have done credit sales and cash credit purchase. So, credit sales and credit purchase, will be the bill cleared in the same day?
No.
No, the date or the times will be given, credit periods. Am I correct? Once
Yes,
they are
sir.
clearing, that particular day I'll represent as the bill is cleared. Correct. So now, whatever now, for example, if I bring the chair to my company, so think that I'm bringing the tables to the company. It is meant for company. What is the nature of tables to your company?
Asset.
Asset. What asset?
It's a fixed asset.
Fixed asset. Correct. So now,
Yeah.
now you know everything. Means whatever if I'm asking you, you are telling. Do my computer knows those things?
No, sir.
Then I should represent, this is the type of this nature. This the transaction will be done in this level only. That is your field status variant. Okay. Field status variant. there are number of field status variant here. You don't want to create the field status variant. We just wanted to copy it. See, these are all my field status variant. G001, G003, G004 means whatever the ledger you create. No, now you have told conveyances is one ledger that comes under expenditure. So if it comes to the sales or a purchase, that the bill which we will be clearing, that should come under the clearing. So the taxes should come under the liabilities taxes. So asset should come under the fixed asset. So whenever you create the ledger, that ledger should represent a field. If I don't represent a field, my computer will not understand, means the SAP software will not understand what kind of ledger is that. Where if I'm using to the transaction, means if I'm using to the voucher, it will not understand like what kind of ledger is that. So to represent that, we will give a field status variant. So we are creating, so you might have getting confusion. Once I show you the creations of ledger, no, you will understand that okay, this is how this concepts are being connected to the particular concepts. Okay, see here, there are so many different types of field status variant. Anything that you do bank related ledgers. So now for example, if I create SBI bank, then I may select G005. So that will be understand as a bank account. So if I am creating the all the basic expenditures ledger, if I am creating, I can take under G001. So general with the text and assignment. So if I do the asset ledgers, if I create, so furniture, land or whatever, then I need to represent that term as a asset. See the like G0039 asset of payments. So like this you have all the different asset accounts, or which is being given for depreciation. So asset area for clearing accounts. So different types of field status variant. Say now I have receivables and payables clearing, means like sales credit bill you want to clear, nor purchase credit bill you want to clear. That is receivable and payables. If you are creating the ledger of that, you should represent this field status variant. So if I don't represent this field status variant, your ledger will not understand. If I use for the transaction, then it will not understand it is used as what. You will get a error also. Okay.
So, sir, in simple language, can we say like field status variant under this? What we do is we define the types of account using the code. Is it?
Account using the code. You name it as a ledger.
So defining
Accounting
the
ledger.
various ledger using
Ah,
the code.
yes. The field status
Okay.
groups.
Yes, sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then we have come across document types. Before that, posting key. So as I told you, posting key you don't want to create, it is already created. So for example, what do you mean by this posting key? See, when I wanted to do the transaction of expenditure only, so conveyances comes under which rule? Expenditure, no, which rule I will
Yes,
apply
sir.
it? So how many types of rules do we have?
Rule related to
Accounting golden rules.
three:
What are all they?
real account, personal account, and nominal account.
If it is expenditure or income, which rule do you apply?
Nominal, debit
Nominal.
all the expenses and losses, credit all those income and the
And
gains.
gains. Correct. Now, if I am doing the expenses of conveyances, so the conveyances should come under debit column. Correct.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So that expenses you do from where? So it is been by cash or it might be from the bank. So that will be under credit. Correct.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So debit and credit is nothing but a posting keys. Okay, that we also call it as a line item. Okay, now
Yes.
but in SAP what happens, that debit and credit has a code. That code is called as key. Okay, here
Yes, sir.
in SAP most of the things will be run with the code itself. The code itself you need to remember here. So every transaction has their own debit and credit. So that debit and credit has a code, the 2-digit numerical code. That code is called as key. Okay,
Yes, sir.
here we don't want to create, it is already created. While doing the transaction in the voucher, I will be selecting conveyance should be debit and cash should be credit. That debit and credit has a individual codes like 1 to 0 0 to, there are number 1 2 3 4 like that. For general ledger transaction, debit will be represented as 40, credit will be represented as 50. That is the
50.
key of postings line item. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is what we need to do under the global settings. Any doubts still here for the from the global settings?
No, sir.
Okay, now what do you mean by document types and number ranges? Now think that uh, I don't have batch wise details, or else I may not require of doing the transactions of inventory. I don't have inventory only. Do I require materials if I have no inventory?
No, sir.
No. So if I have only inventory, then only I require the materials. If I don't have inventory, then I don't require materials. Correct. So
Yes, sir.
I will create one document type. In that document type, document is nothing but transaction. Okay. Type. What type of transaction you are going to allow in the document? You will represent it. So, as I showed you in the practical session, you will be selecting what are all the documents you do. Correct. See here. Is it visible? The screen?
Yes, sir.
Account types allowed. One document I'll create it. Okay. What are all the accounts we have allowed here?
All the types.
Like read.
Asset, customer, vendor, material, general ledger account.
Now think that I don't have inventory. So what I should not allow?
Material.
Material. Think that I have a batch wise input like giving the manufacturing date and expiry date. So what I need to allow?
Material.
Material, yes. So next, observe. Anywhere I can see such kind of data there? Here, batch wise
Ba-
input
Input.
only. So you should tick this one. Okay. Now this document. Now think that I will be doing only asset and general account. I don't want these three. For this, I will create one document type. So the document type can be DR. Okay. So for that, I can allow for my employee in the year of 2021 how many transaction I wanted to allow him. See, for example, uh, now normally I will have a count of invoices, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you count manually?
No, sir.
What you do?
Whenever we create, a number is already created on those vouchers. So we have a
So,
rough idea.
huh. No, in an hard copy, numbers will be printed. That red color one, if you have seen any of the vouchers, if you have seen red color, that number will be there, right? One, two, three, four. One
Yes, sir.
book in one book. So, for example, that sheet has 100. More than 100, can you do in the same book?
No, sir.
No. Only 100 is been limited. After 100, what you do?
New book
So that will be continued from the continuity of it, or it will have again from the 1 to 100.
from 1 to 100.
1 to 100 only I'll take as a second book also. Don't I continue as from 101 to 200 or something?
No idea, sir.
No idea. Normally, if I comes to the business, I require the data. Like for example, 1 to 100 is been completed. Then obviously I go for 101 to 100 and 200, right? So the same number if repeating, which or you might get confused, right? Which bill is for
Yeah.
whom if the numbers have been repeated? So
Right.
three customers will come. For three customers also, will you give the same number?
No, sir.
So you will give something unique numbers for the three customers also, right?
Yes, sir.
Or the same customers comes to your company to purchase for three times. Still you
No.
give the same number to him?
No.
No, sir.
No. You will give different number, correct? To
Yes,
create
sir.
the number ranges of your bill, the transaction should have the bill numbers, right? One, two, three, four, five. It can be anything. Either it might be from 1 to 100, nor you can type like one not 1001 to 3000, to 4000, or anything that you can create it. So the transaction invoice number you will be creating, that invoice number is called as number range, document number range.
Yes.
Okay. So after I'm creating the document number range, tolerance group for employees, I do it. So what do you mean by see, this is how the number ranges I give it. So I will explain you practically. So I'll just explain about this theoretically, then I'll practically I will show everything. Now here number book one, think that this is a book one. Book one, like invoice book one, year in which year 2021, number from number I'm starting from like 1 lakh 1999. So I can do the invoicing from 1 lakh to 1999. I cannot do 2 lakh because here the limit is for 1999. That's it. Under the document of, say for example, you created here one document type as dr. In that document means like the voucher which you can pass related to asset and general accounting, these three cannot be passed the transaction under dr document. So this dr document has a number range from 1 lakh to 2 lakh. So after 1 lakh to 2 lakh, the 1 lakh to 2 lakh postings has been completed, means transaction you have applied. Then you need to increase the range of the number 2 lakh 1 to 3 lakh. Like that, you will be increasing the ranges. You understanding?
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
So that time the number will be 2, sir, in the previous slide.
Sorry, pa, the year.
Yes, sir. So the number and the year again, which is given everything when it comes about 2 lakhs.
Yeah. Then you need to create another number range 2, 0 2. The same year
Okay,
it can be. So number you need to from 2 lakh to so and so number, whichever you would like to.
okay, sir.
Okay. Everyone understood? Anything else?
Is there any limit on how much we can create?
Uh, till the wavelength of this, you can give the numbers. In year and all that limitations are there. Like see, till the wavelength of this column line, here only two numbers. In this only four numbers. Year from year to year, how much ever you can type, not more than that. Understood? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Anything else?
Sir, in general, does the business specify the highest number, or is there any regulation like this should be the particular range followed?
Depends on the business, depends on how they are doing. We cannot predict it, because like I'm just explaining about the uh, reality. That exception will be how we don't know. When you go into the industry, there how that they will be manipulating, you will be coming to no, because what I think, you will not think the same, right? I
Yes,
may
sir.
think to give 1 to 100, you may think to give 1 to 200. Correct, the variations will be there from you and from
Yes.
me. So then obviously business to business the variations will be there, no? How they will represent, we don't know. Their invoice might start from 100, some invoice may start from 1000, some invoice may start from 2000. So it can be anything, that depends on the business, like where they are doing. Here I am just
Yes.
teaching you the possibilities. What is my possibility to do here, I am explaining. The same thing they might apply it, but numbers may not be same, so that can be a different from the industry level.
Yes, sir.
Understood? Anything?
No,
Hello, Pramod.
Sir.
Pramod,
uh,
can I take a 2 minutes of class if you don't mind?
yeah,
You can
sure,
take a
sir.
2 minutes of break, okay?
Okay,
Yeah.
sure, sir.
Good evening, class.
good evening,
Am I
sir.
audible?
Yes, sir.
Good evening,
See,
sir.
I am the coordinator for a SAP program which we are running from MCOM department, okay? I have received a feedback from Karuna ma'am stating that you people are not able to understand and the slides are a little bit faster, all these things. Any other issues you are facing? Let me know what are the issues you are facing. If you want, you can type a message also, okay? It's not an issue. There is no issues.
Nothing from my
I
side,
need,
sir.
there is no issues. So I need a reply from everyone, okay? Because I need to update the same thing to the Karna ma'am or Shivkami ma'am.
No issues
No
from
issues
Later,
my
if you
from
side.
our.
people see, later if you come and say, sir, we didn't understand the class, everything, then we can't start it from again and we can't give any backup or something like that. See, if you want, you can put a message in the WhatsApp also. It's not an issue, okay? Okay. So any suggestions you want to give? Any suggestions? Okay. Only 4 members are present in the this one. Okay. Fifth one, no issues are six. Okay. So what I recommend is, if you people are not able to understand and if the faculty is speed or fast, okay. So what you can do is you can stop there only and you can tell the sir, please do go little bit slow, okay. And if you are not able to understand anything, please do ask him, okay.
Yes, sir.
Is that okay? Okay. Pramod, you can continue. Thank you.
Sir, thank you, sir. Okay. So any doubts here?
No, sir.
So the next which we were come across the tolerance group for employees. Now, what will happen? Think that I am in itself an employee in an organization. Like I may wanted to do some invoice. In invoice, what happens? Uh, I either may give more, nor either may I give less. That amount. So what amount you give, no? For that amount, there should be a limit for the users. So I can give only thousands, or I can give only 10,000s, or it should be only lakhs, or it should be only crores. So the number of line item, the amount line item, you can give the limit for employees. So whenever I give the limit, more than that amount will be not accepted in the voucher. In voucher, that amount line item will not increase. Means if I'm giving only 10 line items of amount if I represent, so here what happens, I can give the number of nines here. Amount per document means in the transaction, if I am giving 3 times 9, 3 times 9 in the sense that is the value of thousands. Now I cannot give 40,000. I can give only within the thousand till 9,000 I can give, not more than that. So even I cannot give 10,000. You're understanding? Because per document I have given only the space of four nines. So four nines in the sense individual lines, one number in the sense I can give only thousands level, not more than that. Lesser than that you can give in an invoice. I can give tens, I can give hundreds, but I cannot give more than the thousands. Like if I wanted to give more than 10,000, I cannot. The limitation of that document item, I have given only four nines. You're understanding?
Sir, here line item means debit or credit or something else, sir.
Line item with where open line item. Yeah, yeah.
You said
That
no,
is for
yeah.
both. Correct. It is for both debit and credit.
And
Both
sir,
are
can you
called as line item only.
yes, sir. And can you explain like the how the values are represented by digit here? Like it is 999 means what does it mean? If I assign it as 8, what will be the limit?
I'll show. Second. So think that I have the item. It's an invoice. Okay. Consider I have item one. I have item two. Here I'll give the quantity 180. Price I will give 6,000. How much of the amount here we have?
10,80,000.
So 10 lakh 80,000 I have. Correct. How many numbers?
7.
7. So the limit I'll be giving as 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Think that I will give only 4 nines. So here it will not take this one. Understanding? So it should be
Yes, sir.
lesser than that 999 only. Think that I will be give here 2 rupees. This 360 is within this 999.
Please repeat, sir.
Yes, sir.
This 360 is within this limit,
Yes, sir.
999 limit. Correct. So
Yes, sir.
now this you think it as a line item. Okay. Now I'll be having another item value. This do I give individual bill for this, and for this different bill I'll give?
Mm. No, sir.
No, no. Together I will give with
Yeah.
2485. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
This limit for line item means for debit and credit. This whole amount is there, right? This is for document line item, document limit. Here also I can give only four limit. If I'm giving only 499s, then I can accept only the value of 4. So is it within the limit of here?
So
No,
individually
sir.
we should give the limit, sir.
Sorry, pa.
So individually for each row we should give the limit.
No, no, no. Once if you represent here, no, it is enough. Once you give
Okay.
here amount per document and amount per line item, if you specify it, enough. For any number of transaction, whatever you do, we have limited for the users.
Okay. So only one number which we give, it will be limited for all the transaction.
Yeah. Means
Okay.
users. We can create different users. User 1, user 2, user 3. For manager, I can manager, you think one user. Under him there is assistant manager. For him I'll create one more user. And there is the employee, like workers. Three users are there. For manager I can access him 9 times 9s. For assistant manager, I'm only accessing 6 times 9s. For the employee, I will access him only 3 times 9s or 4 times 9s. You're understanding? So for
Yeah.
the employee, thousands I will give, 10,000s I will give, lakhs I will give. This is the limitation I can give by the users.
And that can be edited later, sir.
Yes, yes, it can be edited by
Different.
the administrator only.
Okay. Okay, sir.
You understood?
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is how you give the limitation. Why 9999? See, numbers. How many numbers do I have?
Four,
Four.
Only four numbers. Not year.
nine,
You just say number. Alphabets. How many alphabets do we have?
26.
6.
26. How many numbers do we have?
9.
9. So from 0 to 9.
1,
Correct.
2. 0, 2.
Yeah. If I consider 0. Okay, leave the 0. Zeros also I should require no year. So from that is 0 to 9. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Huh. Now, if I give a thing that year, I'll give 4444. Now, first 2000 is within the limit of 0 to 4.
Yes.
4 is been within the 4.
Yeah.
8 is within the 4.
No.
5 is within the 4.
No.
This invoice will not save because I have given him only the 400s. Within the 400s of value only I can give. So why 999? It can be any numbers because I have only one single line of that column will be represented here in the SAP. You are
So, sir,
understanding?
for
Yes.
individually it will be for each numbers. It won't be
Ah,
read it as 4,444. It won't read it like that.
no, 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 no. It will not read it as 2485. It will read it as 2485.
Okay. Okay, sir.
This is my reference. It's human created reference. Computer can understand only 0 to 9.
Okay, sir.
Understood? So that's
Yes,
why
Sir, here.
uh,
Sir, here the number of 9 we use, it represents the number of zeros after 1, right?
yeah, yeah, correct.
Okay, sir.
Means you don't specify the beginning, you will specify only the end. So it will start every time from the 0 only.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. So that is the reason I need to create the tolerance group for employees. For transaction, that is tolerance group for general ledger. So general ledger in the sense, whenever I do the local currencies for the group, not for one, for the group, in the sense I'll be having two three different types of tolerance group. So for that all group I'll create it as one. In that I can represent for general ledger, that is general ledger transaction whatever I do, that I'll create a tolerance group for that particular code. But same thing here is for the line item, that is debit posting and credit posting. I'll give. Understood?
Can you repeat this again, sir?
This is for general ledger. Means general ledger is nothing but the basic transaction you do. No, if I do anything for the local currencies within the currencies values, if I am representing for that amount tolerance group, I will be creating here. Okay, this will not directly affect to my transaction unless you have a group of the tolerance group. So next through two three tolerance I have, the two three tolerance is grouped under one. That grouped tolerance can give the debit posting and credit posting limit here
Okay, sir.
or percentage.
Okay, sir. Understood.
Understood?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
any example? Can you give some example for this, sir?
Same. So for example, here only postings. Now this limit I don't give. This I give it like 100 or thousands. So whenever I have two three different types of tolerance groups which I created, that group invoice I will be having the limit of 100. So 100 if I represent here, the value will be taken as a 100 itself for the groups together. Okay,
Yes, sir.
understood.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, global parameters in the sense, parameters of the company. As I told you, the taxation detail we will give. No, for example, company in the sense, company should have all the kind of taxation details. What are all the main legal entity of that is PAN number, TAN number, GST number, correct? So these are all the taxation details. The taxation numbers will be there, right, for your company, that we need to give under this global parameters of company code.
Yes, sir.
Next we came across F5 general ledger. So now what do you mean by this general ledger? See, when I have the general ledger of transaction, like nothing but I have chart of accounts. Say for example, as I told you, here balance sheet reportings are two different types of reports. One is balance sheet, the other one is profit and loss account. Balance sheet will be balanced with liabilities and asset. Profit and loss is like revenue and expenses, correct? So whenever I create the ledger, no, so for example sundry debtor I will create. Sundry debtor nature is what is the nature of sundry
Asset.
debtor? Asset. That should come under which report?
Balance sheet.
Balance
Balance
sheet.
sheet. So when you create the sundry debtor ledger, no, you should represent that is the nature of asset. That natures, that four natures will be created under chart of account. Okay, chart of account is nothing but the nature of the transactions what we do, the nature of the ledgers what we create, that ledger nature will be defined under the chart of account. When you create the ledgers, no, you will connect this chart of account and you will connect the field status variant. I'll show you how it is being connected while am creating you the ledgers of that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you understood about the chart of account?
Yes, sir.
So, what are all the chart of accounts we can create? Possibility I can create my four. There are a number of chart of account I can create it. So, but I will show you four chart of account to create as asset, liabilities, then expenses and revenue. Those are called as account groups. Okay, as I
Yes,
told
sir.
you, the chart of account of what? Asset, liabilities, expenses,
Revenue
revenue.
expenditure.
Those name are called as what?
Account group.
Account groups. Okay, that I will be defining under account groups. So now, retained earnings. Retained earnings in the sense what?
Reserve.
Reserved. So means like when I have a amount that retained amount. Sorry.
From the profits that you retain back without giving to the shareholders the dividend.
Yeah, that amount, to represent that amount from the profit and loss account, we will create one standard name as CX, where the data will store, that we call it as a retained earning, defining the retained earnings. Okay. So here what you do, one retained earnings you will create in the name of X. So that hierarchical will create that hierarchicals of your the statements, your retained earning statements will be created directly from here. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So till here I have done practically, correct?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Then I'll show you I'll show you same thing practically. So you know how to open SAP now, right?
Yes, sir.
So I don't want to power on, right? Shall I resume
Resume.
it?
Yeah.
So resume this virtual machine. So if you are feeling I'm going fast or something, you can stop me there itself. I'll try to go slow.
Yes, sir.
So sometimes if you couldn't resume it, you can restart it again.
Yes.
So I'll go with the T code, or you want me to show the path?
T code is fine, sir.
Okay. But everyone have written the paths, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it is a database software, no, server based softwares, right? That's why it takes long time to process, and depends on your laptop configurations also. If you have like somewhere 8 GB RAM, 1 TB hard disk, it will be little faster. So if it is like 6 GB or 4 GB RAM and all, it will be slow. So for who have the software, is it working fine?
Yes, sir, it's fine.
Okay. I hope everyone has a software now.
I don't have, sir, yet.
Okay. So first we need to define a company. So to define a company, what is the T code?
OX15.
OX15. If I press enter, it directly comes to the company, define company. Here what you need to do is like you define the company. So to define your new company, you need to click on New entries. New entries. Here company code. uh, I'll just create one MCC one. See, if it is already created, you can't create. Today I couldn't use laptop, so this is the PC. So I'll be creating the same company code. So I don't have that company code here. MCC SAP FICO city country IN language EN currency INR. What do you call this button as? Yeah,
Options engine.
pop up button.
Ah,
So in this pop-up button, you have this particular option informations there. You can select if you don't know what to give here. Okay. So then save. So after, if you first time, you need to create your request data. So in this data, your information will store. Okay. See, here we have the data code. This we call it as a data code. That is a maintenance data code, which will be done with the ABAP programmers. So if you want to create your own request, you need to click on this white color sheet. That's nothing but create request. Here it will ask you the description. We'll create MCC FICO SAP.
sir,
Then if you have
what does
yeah,
the request mean here, sir?
request in the
Meaning of
sense
it.
customized request is the data will be created under this name. Okay. Wait, I'll show you. If I click on this pop-up button, see many modifiable data are there here. Okay. It is an object. Okay, where you can do your data into it. So there are so many people who have done their configuration. So if you wanted to see what you have done, you can click that and you can open there. Okay, every request will be have their unique codes here under the one single client. So here users also will be there. Okay, in real time what happens, the administrator will create the different request. I can create one user data. Under that I can create a request invoicing user where I do the details under that only. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So here you will create on this create request, type the description. It was SAP user, owner is SAP user. If I have under the client, I can create the different types of users, user 1, user 2, user 3. That time the user data will be there under the this description data, that is request data. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then you should save. It will save here. Again, green color button to save permanently the data in your system. It is saved. So now, after creating the company, excuse me. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So, excuse me. I'm sorry, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So after creating this company, you will save. Now you want to create company code to company. So what is the T code for company code to company?
OX02.
OX02. Now if I wanted to open from any present screen, if it is not from the access easy access screen, then what I should use?
/n.
/n OX02 and enter. So it directly it's take you to company code to company. So here again new entries. So my company code will be MCC1, MCC, SAP, FICO, City, Bangalore, IN, INR, EN. Then if I save, it immediately takes you to the address list. So here you should give the address details of the company. See, every company is one only. You will not create again and again and again and a company. So under one company, you do all the things. So here you will give the head office details of your company. The title represent as company, name of the company, MCC SAP FICO, then country, IN, region, that should be state. So code are there. If you click on this pop-up button, it will show what are all the codes of the states. Here double click on the Karnataka, that is mean 10. Then save. So after this again save, the data will be saved. So next we need to go for credit control area. So what is the T code for credit control area?
OB45.
OB45. So press enter. OB45. Here need to select new entries, credit control area, MCC 1 and currency. That's it. After giving currency, save. Saved. Now come back. Then come back. So next is define function business area or functional area. So business area T code is OX03
03.
and new entries. Same business area, I'll just give my company code. Here only one business area I'll be using to create it. So what I do is like I'll create as company code of or business area on or for MCC1. Then save, save. Here you it has been created. Next functional area. So functional area T code is
OKPD.
OK, OK, BD. So functional area here again new entries. Functional area is your company code. Functional area for MCC1. Then save. After this, come back. The next is segment. That is, what is the T code for segment?
OB62.
OB62. No, that is not for segment. That is assign company code to company. That is BD62. BD62. You change it if you have written OB.
Yes, sir.
Define segment. OB is not working. Maybe it is not updated or something. Uh, that if the T code is working at your systems, have you all practiced with T code? Yeah. So here new entry MCC1 description means for MCC1. Then save. Okay. If the T code is not working, if you practiced, so you go with the path. I'll try to figure it out about the T codes of the segment. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are all the thing about this creation. After creating, you need to assign the company code to company. So the assign company code to company T code is OX16.
16.
So here first here you don't create, it is already created. Go for position, find out your company code MCC1. Here it will be there. You give the company code here MCC1, then save. Okay. So after you saving this, come back. Next you need to do assign company code to credit control area. So assign company code to credit control area. T code is wrote OB
38.
38. So here position MCC1. So in this line, give your credit control area here. That is MCC1. Then save. Save. You all understanding?
Yes, sir.
Everyone? Everyone understanding?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts here? So we have completed organization unit. Any doubts in the organization unit?
No, sir.
Everyone are cleared with that? So once you assure me, I'll go to the next topic.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. Everyone, only one is answering.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
mm,
Yes, sir.
mm, then only five has answered. Okay. So yeah, fine. Now, once we have completed with the organizational unit, now we need to go for global settings. So the global settings, the first one is fiscal year variant. That is nothing but financial year variant. So theoretically, I have explained. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. I'll do the practical now. So the T code of this is OB29.
29.
So here, what is the standard variant of India, which is already here?
V3.
V3. So we go for position. We find V3. You can copy this. What is the shortcut to copy?
F6.
F6. Then you can change this V3 into your any code. So someone have asked you, asked like you can assign, can we assign the V3 itself to our company? Sure. So we either we can assign the same V3 only to our company, or I can create my node self. So as you asked, I will show you how to assign that. So you know how to create it. I'll come back from this screen. So assign the fiscal year variant to the company code. The T code of this is OB37. So we'll go for position. I'll find out my company MCC1. So in this fiscal year variant is blank. I'll just give V3, then save. So if this warning it is asking you, press enter unless it asks you save button. So it is saved. So V3 you can save to your company also, because same variant only if I wanted to create my own variants, then I'll be using that v3. I'll change it as a my company code. Okay, understood.
Yes, sir.
So the next, after assigning that fiscal year variant to the company, so we created the posting periods. So as I told you, posting periods are nothing but to create the open and closing posting period for the transaction. First we should define it. So define in the sense the that table, that area we need to create. So the code should be there for that. So what is the define posting period T code is
OB. BO.
OB
BO.
OBBO. So
Hmm.
press enter. Here, click on new entries. What is the variant? What I need to give the
Company
variant?
code.
Company code MCC1. Then posting period for MCC1. This code can be unique, means the same, not you don't want to do the same company code only. As we are doing under one type of an organization, then I will be using the same code only, so to not forget that. So same variant name, save, save. So after saving the posting periods, you need to create the open and posting periods. So when it will open means which year it will open, which year it will close. So to do that, define variant for open and closing posting period. We do it. The T code of
OB52.
that is OB52. Year. So which are all the things I should select is which one I should select? Account types.
Plus, that is for all general ledger.
Mm.
A
And
D M K S.
yeah. So here you can select anyone and you can name the years, but here it is already there, the start year and the end year, which is there. I will select that only, plus A D K M S. Then copy as. So here what you need to change, the variant to your company code, MCC1, 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 MCC1. So after giving this code, what you need to do, if the years are not there, first opening will be 21. Next year it will be 22. These three will be 21, 23, 23, 23. Okay.
Yes, sir. It will be
Then
22, right? 22, 22.
now it is 22, 22, 22 only.
Huh.
I'm talking about the next year. Means if you are
Mm.
doing in the next year, the first opening will be 22. These three closing will be 23.
23. Yeah.
Now once you press enter, it will copy, then you save. Okay. So after defining the opening and closing posting period, we should assign the posting period to the company code. So what is the T code for that? OBBP. OBBP. So here go for position MCC1, variant name is MCC1. Then save. Okay, understood?
Yes, sir.
So the next we will be creating is field status variant. So what do you mean by field status variant? So as I explained you, so whatever that field set, the copy of the standard or whatever the variant we create, the transaction required entries, that entries should be represented under that one particular field. So what is a T code for field status variant?
OBC4.
OBC4.
C4.
So here I will copy the variant of 0001. That 001 I will change it to MCC1. That field status for MCC1. Then save. Once you press enter, copy all. So it will show you 41 entries is being copied. Tick. So if you want to see what are all the entries, so select that and double click on field status group. So it will show what are all the fields are there. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Once save. After that, save. So then you should assign this to the company code. So assign company code to field status variant. That code is
OBC5.
OBC5. Position MCC1. Field status variant is MCC1.
Company code.
Yeah. Then save. So it is saved with this particular to this particular company. Okay. Posting keys are optional. The T code of that is
41.
OB41. So it will show what are all the keys are there under, what are all the postings. So 40, 50. So it will show. So 40 is for debit entry, 50 is for debit entry. That is general ledger. Vendor credit is 39. customer credit is 19 on based of what type of transaction you do, whether you clear, whether you give the invoice, whether you pay, you do the payment. So these are all the level the codes will be there. Okay, understood.
Yes, sir.
So the next we create is document item, document type. So document type is nothing but what kind of document vouchers you pass. That voucher, what are all it is allowed in that accounting, so that you will be creating the allocations. After that, how many vouchers you want to create under the document, number ranges you will be creating. So here document type T code is OB A7. So new entries. In document type, you can give any code, two code. Your number ranges will start from 01. What are all transaction you are allowing here? Asset, customer, vendor. Think that I am not doing MM, so I will skip this. I will select GL accounting. So if there is a negative cash or something, I need to permit that also. So I should select this negative posting permitted. After ticking this, you should click on number range information to create the number ranges. So for the first time, if you are doing in the document only, you can create the number range. So click on number range information. So it will ask you the company code, give your company code, then select the intervals, pencil one. Here again, you need to click on this plus interval. It will ask you to create the intervals here. What is your first interval you are creating is 1, in which year 2021. So I will create the number from 1 to 100. Only that many invoice you can create, or I'll create as 1000. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So here you should enter first. Enter it. It will copy here. After save. Again save. So come back to the document type. This document type also you should save. So then back. Now 1 to 100 is been completed. Now like a 1 to 100 transaction is done, or 1 to 1000 is done. I want to increase the number ranges. For that one, I have also given you to the define number ranges in an SAP. So that what you need to do is like you need to open T code is FBN1. So here directly it goes to the number range. Type your company code, click on this pencil intervals. See, one is already there. Interval, you can create the second level of the intervals. Okay.
Yes.
So next were a tolerance group for employees. So tolerance group for employees, T code was OB A0. New entries, tolerance group for employees. So OB A4 is a tolerance group for employees. So again, new entries. So group nothing. Company code MCC1. Currency it will come automatically. Amount per line item, I'll give 9 times 9 or 11 times 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Second line item, I'll give it as 9 times 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So cash discount, I will give it as 10 percentage. So revenue differences, I can permit the difference of 100 or either with a percentage. Then save, backspace. So it is saved, backspace. Next, you should do with the general ledger for tolerance group for general ledger. So that is OB A0. Due entries, company code MCC1, debit posting 100, credit posting 100, tolerance group with the percentage 5 and 5, and save. Understood?
So here what we can enter for tolerance groups, sir?
Nothing. Tolerance group means there is more than one users will be there. No, if there is one user
Yes, sir.
together, if I wanted to represent for all the groups, I will give the tolerance group. So here only one users only I'm creating, right, under one user only. So that is our SAP user, so we don't want to use a group there.
Yes, sir.
So after that, global parameters. So after chart of account, I will also show you again the global parameters. OBY6. So if I give OBY6, it directly takes you to the global parameter. You don't want to create your company while you are creating company details and all. Automatically it is created. Go for position, find it out, double click on that. So you will see which are all is been added. Company code, credit control area, fiscal year variant, field status variant, posting period. So these are all been allowed it. If you go for additional data here, you can give the taxes details of your company. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So this is global parameter. Understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Ah. So general ledger, uh, again that will also I will repeat it tomorrow. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Any
Sir, do we have
doubts?
class tomorrow, sir?
Sorry, pa.
Do we have class tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow is what day?
Friday. But then,
Ah,
sir, we have from college value education and retreat something. So college is like we don't have college, but then we have online
online like what time?
till 3:30. Sir.
Till 3:30. Uh, you see, you just message it in the group. Now you have what? The coordinator were talked, right? Yusuf.
Ah, yes.
Huh.
Yes.
One, you tell to him that we will be not possible to all the six cannot be attended tomorrow.
It's for the
No,
full
sir.
college.
Yes,
Huh?
it's an official notification that we have a class tomorrow till 3:30 for various other courses. So we
Okay.
won't be having extra classes, means MCD classes.
Uh-huh. Fine then. So if there is officially been announced it, so there will be no class tomorrow. So okay.
Yes, sir.
Huh. So once you just let it, that official news, you let it in the group. I'll talk with the Yusuf sir. If there is no class, there will be no class tomorrow. So we might continue again on Monday.
Yes, sir.
So
Okay, sir.
practically practice everything. Whatever doubts you have, let me know it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that general ledger I will take in the next class then.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Sorry.
No doubt, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much. So if you are feeling I'm going fast or if you are not understanding my slang, let me know. I'll try to rectify that and do it better than that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you all. So again we meet on Monday if no class tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
sir.